Okay, here you go. Hope you did a chance. I hope you tried it on your own, but then if you didn't, it's all right. You can just kind of watch and follow along. There's my calculation on the screen. So as you can see, I've got basically AC calculated. I've got basically the change in Y over the change in X, which better way to understand it, just to have you be a little bit more proper, I'm going to use that new symbol. See the lowercase triangle? That's gradient. So I could say the gradient of AC is 4. Basically, it's 4 over 1, right? And now I look over here, the gradient of BD is 4, all right? So, class, you got two things with the same exact gradient, the same rate of change. Thus, I could now again make the claim, and what a neat walkaway that is, right? That I have the claim. I have the evidence, and I got the claim, and I could now say that AC is indeed parallel to BD because of the work I have shown, okay? Now the evidence is backing up that claim, and we are good to go. I have proven now that those are parallel. And in our previous video, I erased it all just so it wasn't too confusing. We showed that these were parallel. Thus, I have two sets of opposite parallel sides. Got yourself a parallelogram, right? And that's our whole objective is, can I take 4 points in space, see a relationship between the 4 points, and then make a claim about what shape it is, all right? Now, parallelogram is great, but if you have, remember, we have 4 different parallelograms. We have a square, we have a rectangle, we have a rhombus, and then we have basically just a parallelogram. So I've proven it's one of these 4, for sure, because they're all parallelograms. Let's not forget that huge concept. Those are actually all parallelograms. Which one is this? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure this out. It's not a square, it's not a rectangle, and it's not a rhombus, okay? Now, I can say that, and I can just cross those out, but what could I use to basically support that claim? What evidence do I have to say that it's not indeed a square? What evidence do I have that it's not a rectangle? And I hope you guys are already answering that question right away. What do you think the evidence is that basically it's not those two? Once I'll let you just think. What evidence do I have that it's not those two? And I hope this symbol came to mind. I don't have perpendicular sides. So what do you mean you don't have perpendicular sides? What I mean is basically this angle right here. So now watch as I color this in. This angle right here is not 90, right? And if the lines are parallel, if this is not 90, right? So actually watch this. I'll kind of do like a neat symbol with you guys. I'll go 90 with a slash. That's not 90, right? And if they're parallel, guess what? That's not 90, right? And now here's a really neat part. I know that this angle, I don't know it, so I'm going to call it X, is not 90. And I know this angle has a unique relationship with X. That basically I know these two have to make 180 because it's the whole concept of the parallel lines. So if this is not 90, and I know X plus Y has to be 180, and X isn't 90, it's really neat what you're going to really understand here in just a couple seconds. Oh, if that's not 90, then guess what? There is no way that that Y could be 90 either, right? Just pick any other integer. Let's go like 88. If that's 88, this is going to be basically, this Y is going to be 180 minus that 88, not 90. So you have a very neat logical proof right there about basically how to make that okay, they're not 90 in fact, all right? Thus, I've got that ruled out. Okay, so I hope that's a good enough claim that you guys got that. That's sufficient enough. I could write that out to be real proper, but just for now being, let's just have that conceptually understood. All right, I got one last little guy to target. Why is it not a rhombus? And I think if you look at the shape, you're going to understand why. Because this side, this side, this side, and this side are not congruent. Remember that a rhombus has all 4 sides to be the same. Okay, so thus if I look at this thing, I can say, oh, it's not a rhombus. Again, though, that's me just saying this. Could you go a little bit further and tell me actually why it's not a rhombus other than, oh, the sides aren't equal? What evidence do you have to prove that those sides aren't equal? The evidence, oh, my good friends, taxicab geometry. Oh, you just got to love it. It'll never escape you. It's going to keep coming back. Watch this now. Basically, if you look at this, I'm going to make this a right triangle.